In today's video, I'm going to be answering my most asked question and kind of talking about a topic that has always been on my mind to talk about, and I'm sure by the title of this video you can already tell what it is I'm going to be sharing in today's video. So I often get asked, this is like the question I get asked a lot, and I think I've answered this question in one of my emails, but I don't think I've ever done justice to the question on YouTube. I mean, I understand why people ask me this question a lot. The question is that why do I read a lot of books? Like, some would say, why do I read a lot of books? And some would ask, why do I take my personal growth seriously? Like, why is this such a big deal for me? So if you're new to the channel, you should know that I talk a lot about personal development, self-discovery, and just lifestyle design for women, okay? So if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, I think this is the best time for you to do that. But anyways, I'm going to be sharing 5 reasons why I think it is important for every woman to take her personal growth seriously. I got a compliment from one of my church friends that also watched my video, and she gave me this compliment in church 2 Sundays ago, and she was like, "Oh, Yemi the celeb," and I'm like, "Why? Where is this coming from?" And she was like, you that you're always reading books." Like, I understand the compliment, Sha, that like I even have time to read books, even as with all of my schedule as a mom and all of that. And she gave me that compliment, and I really loved it. You know, it made me feel good, and it kind of reminded me why I take my personal growth seriously, why I read books, why I'm constantly working to improve myself. So I decided that I'm going to share the major reasons why I do these things with you guys, just so that it can encourage you as a woman to take your personal growth seriously as well, because your life is that important, okay? So if you're interested in this video, definitely stick around. So these points that I'm going to be talking about, they are not arranged in any particular order, okay? So the first one I say doesn't mean that that's the best, and the last one doesn't mean it's the worst, okay? Every point I mention in this video is as important as the other point, okay? The first point I'm going to be sharing on why I think you should take your personal growth seriously is because you cannot give what you don't have. I cannot give anyone what I do not have, okay? I mentioned it a lot on my channel that I want to be a leader and I want to raise leaders. I want my boys to lead. And this is because it don't just come from somewhere. I didn't just think about this one day. I didn't just wake up and decide, you know what, I want to be a leader and I want to raise leaders. No, it is something that it came to me as a result of looking at my environment and my society and the people around me, the things I want for myself, and just creating that personal vision for my life and for my children, for my offspring. You know, if we look at our world today, our society today, especially from where I come from, Nigeria, we don't have good leaders. And most of the men and women, especially the men, you look at their lives and you think that these people were not raised with intentionality. Like, you look at them and you realize that if the people that raised them had enough knowledge, like you would see the difference. Like, there are some people that when you look at their life, you would understand, like you would imagine the kind of home they came from. You have an idea of the person that raised them, right? So I don't want my men to grow up and their partners, their wives will be looking at them and be like, "Who raised you?" You know? And I cannot do that with what I had. Of course, our parents tried for us. This is not blaming anybody. But the thing is, what they put in me is not enough for me to be that person that I want to be, or to raise the kind of children that I want to raise. So I cannot give what I don't have. And even if you don't have children, it doesn't mean that, or if you don't have a family yet, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take your personal growth seriously. Again, you cannot give to your friends, you cannot give to your relationships, you cannot give to the people you love your 100% best if you're not at your best. You know, if you don't take your own growth seriously, you cannot give to anybody what you don't have. And it's not about faking it until you make it. You have to be it. A lot of people struggle because what they are doing does not come natural to them. I want an improved version of myself at all times. I want it to come natural to me. I want it to be that when somebody wakes me up in the morning to talk about something or to be a certain way, I am at my best, okay? So I understand that I cannot give what I don't have, and I understand where I want to be, where I am going. I have a personal vision for myself and for my children and for my home, my marriage, my community, my society, my environment. I have a vision for that, and I know that God has put that vision in me because the will, the desire comes from Him at the end of the day. So that is why that is number one reason why I take my growth seriously, because I want things that flow out of me to come naturally. I want to be that person, and for me to, if I am that person, it is easier for me to give to others what comes naturally to me. Giving your best, being at your best should be natural to you. The second reason why I think, taking your personal growth seriously is important is because life is all about growth, and it favors people that grow. Imagine you buying a plant, a live plant that is not growing. I get so frustrated. I have a few live plants in my house, and I get so frustrated when I just think like, oh, is something wrong with this plant? Like, I just get so frustrated because I expect it to grow. I expect it to do what it is meant to do, right? That's the same way for you. Imagine you want yourself to grow. You expect growth from yourself. Whether you're deliberate, intentional, or not intentional about it, you expect growth from yourself, take it or not. That's why when you act a certain way, when you do things a certain way that turns out to be a mistake, you're very critical of yourself. You beat yourself up about it because you didn't expect yourself to act that way. Right? So growth is natural. It is very unnatural of you to work against your own growth. If you're not doing anything about your own growth, if you're just allowing things to flow, that means you are impeding your own growth. It's either the actions, your choices, your decisions every day are working towards your growth, or they're keeping you stagnant. And we don't want that, because we were designed to grow. Life, anything that has life is designed to grow. And one of the greatest skills that you can have, one of the biggest skills that you can have in this century, in this 2023, is the ability to learn and to learn quickly, to adapt to things quickly, because as you can see, things change easily. So if you don't grow along with the way things are growing, with the way things are evolving, then you will be the one behind. And I don't want that to happen that's not going to be me. When life changes, when things grow, I will grow. I want to be updated on the latest trend. I want to know, well, based on the things that I enjoy, based on the things that are in line with my personal vision. It's not everything that I'm concerned about. It's not all news I consume. I'm not on every platform. I don't consume every content, but I have a personal vision for my life. I know where I'm going. I know the things that will take me there, and I know buy skills, buy knowledge, like that I need, not the primary knowledge, but secondary knowledge, but just be aware of the things that will help me grow as an individual, okay? So you want to take your growth seriously, because life is designed to grow. If you're not doing anything about your own growth, then you are impeding, you're causing yourself to be stagnant. And if you're stagnant, other people will act on you. I always say this a lot. All my OGs will know that I say, act or be acted on. If you don't act on your life, somebody else will use you as a ladder to climb up, okay? It's not a bad thing. It's just that, that's what we do. If you see something I do, you just use it. You make use of it because it has no function. It has no use, okay? I'm not saying you don't have any function, but I'm saying that you were designed to grow. So if you don't take action, if you don't take your personal growth seriously, then it means your actions are going to keep you stagnant. Another reason why I think your personal growth should be very important to you is because if you know better, you do better. When you know better, you act better, okay? We all know that, they say knowledge is power, but understanding, you see, understanding is the push, is the propeller. And understanding is something that you cultivate over time. You don't just understand a concept because you opened it and you read it. You don't just understand life because you are existing. You don't understand life because you're just here. You understand it by being present in your environment, being present in your experiences, being present in the things that you're going through and you see other people go through, right? And so when you know better, when you increase in your knowledge, and you gain understanding on those experiences, on those things that you're learning, you act better, you become better. I remember in a time in my life where I used to be very judgmental because I had this idea that people should keep up to a certain morals. People should have certain morals, and I expect everybody to abide by the kind of morals that I uphold for myself. So if I look at somebody and I see that this person is not doing something that I think is the right thing by my own standard, then I'm judging you. I'm looking at it like, why are you doing this thing? It doesn't mean that my morals are always right, and it doesn't mean that they were always bad. Most times when and this is not me making an excuse for myself, when I judge somebody, it's because they're doing something that is morally not right. But then who am I to judge? Right? Who am I to judge? I don't know people's background. I don't know their circumstances. I don't know, the things that they are going through, the things that they are fighting, their struggles, and I'm there judging, right? But I didn't understand that was something that I used to do. I didn't understand my lack of forgiveness. I didn't understand that until people exposed me to that, and until I started to read other people's experiences, other people's stories, and I realized, wait, I have certain privileges that other people don't have, and I don't have certain privileges that other people have. And I gained more understanding by reading, by learning from other people's experiences, by actually being present, So it's not just about reading. What I'm saying is not just about reading. I'm also very present in my experiences. I mean, in my emails and the emails I share, they come from, my emails are inspired by either studying the Word of God or being present in my environment, in the things that I see on a daily basis, in the things that I hear, the compliments I get from people, the questions I get asked, by just living and just not waddling and just moving. No, by just being present in my experience. The most traumatic experience I had last year was a learning curve for me, for my family. That's why I just take all these things very, very seriously, because I know that when I know better, I do better as an individual. So somebody that does not even know cannot improve. You don't even know. You are not present in your experiences. You don't know anything. You don't have any knowledge of anything. Like, how would you grow, right? How would you grow? And, it's not good to be arrogant. At the same time, it's not good to be naive. Okay? Like, if you study the book of Proverbs very well, you would understand that being arrogant is a no-no. Also, lacking understanding, not having knowledge of things, being naive is also not the best. Okay? So I take my personal growth seriously because I know that when I know better, I act better. And I know that's the same thing for everybody. When you know better, when you're exposed to the truth about yourself, you act better. You take yourself, you handle your life differently. When you are aware of the power you have, when you're aware of the skills you have, you handle yourself differently, right? You take good care of yourself and you do whatever it is that you know will benefit you. You do that, right? So that's why I think it's also very important that you take your personal growth seriously this year so that you can be a better person. Before I talk about the other points that I have, let me know in the comment section if you are enjoying this video. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up right now, and let me know in the comments what single habits do you have, or what do you do on a daily basis that has helped you grow as a woman, as a lady. Let me know. I would love to learn from you guys. Another reason why I think you should take your personal growth seriously, and this one I love so much. Another reason is because, the fourth reason is because your self-growth is a big confidence booster, okay? If you lack self-confidence, if you don't know your self-worth, if your self-esteem is down the ladder, just try to take your personal growth seriously. Imagine you having been able to hold meaningful conversations. Honestly, when I started to take my personal growth seriously, when I started to increase in my knowledge, increase in my understanding, I saw a huge difference in myself. I can't even lie. I loved myself more because I saw a different version of myself that I did not know existed, okay? The more I learn, the more I grow, the more I do things that I did not know I'm capable of doing, the more I'm present in my environment, the more I do, the more I share, I realize that I'm growing and I love myself. I always like the new version of myself that I see every time because it challenges me. It gives me that confidence that there's nothing I cannot do. So long I put my mind into it, I can do anything. I was having this conversation somewhere a long time ago, not too long ago, but I was having a conversation with a group of ladies, and they were talking about something that I don't have an idea on, a topic I don't know. But that didn't bring down my confidence level, okay? But I remember that there was something I read the day before, listening to what they were saying, and remembering what I read the day before that I had taken some time to digest. I was able to link those two things together, that conversation and what I had read. I was able to link it together and come up with a point when they asked for my opinion. I was able to share something meaningful, and they were like, oh, wow, we didn't see things in that perspective. And, you know, people were just like, so one of the ladies just came to me and just, you know, shared about how that point really made sense. And, you know, my confidence, I was like, hey, you can't tell me nothing. You know, it just boosts, it increases your confidence. It increases the way you see your self-esteem when you are able to do things that you did not even expect yourself to do. When you see yourself, when you see a new version of yourself, you are impressed with yourself. In one of our videos on the Truth and Tales podcast, where we talked about our insecurities, I remember one lady put in the comment section that day that she just loves the way we talk, that she loves the fact that we are eloquent, and that has always been one of our insecurities, and she's constantly working on it. And I loved that comment so much because she's following people, because she mentioned it that she likes watching our videos because she likes the way we talk. You know, and that comment made me happy that, you know, she's actively working on an area that is an insecurity for her. She knows that she doesn't know how to speak eloquently, or she's not there yet. So she follows people who are there, right? She's taking it seriously, not the fact that you know that there's something wrong somewhere with you and you're not doing anything about it, and you're not even trying to develop any area. And the truth is, when you try to develop an area of your life, it spreads into other areas of your life. It's just like when you build an habit in this area, you're able to build another habit in another area of your life. So it's very important that you build your, you work on your personal growth. You are constantly evolving as a woman, because it will help boost your confidence. All right, the last point I'm going to mention in this video, and this is not the least important, okay, the last point I'm going to talk about in this video on why you should take your personal growth seriously is because you are going to enjoy an improved quality of life. Okay, for me, quality over quantity at all times. You don't want to open your mouth and it's always jargons that is coming out. It's always an empty barrel making the loudest noise. You don't want to dress and people are looking at you like, why did this person combine all of this together? Like, is it that you lack fashion sense? You don't want to be in a place and people are like, no. You don't want your life to remain the same. You want to improve the quality of your life as you grow up. It's just in line with what I said, that life is all about growth. You're not the same person that you used to be when you were in high school. And imagine dressing the same way, looking the same way, being the same way. No, we should always embrace growth. We should embrace change because it leads to an improved quality of life, right? An enriched mind is an enriched life. That's the way I see it. And so as I keep learning and as I keep growing, the way I live difference in what am I saying? The way I live is improved. The quality of my life is improved. I'm able to reach out to people. There was a time that I couldn't reach out to people. There was a time I couldn't, like my husband would say, there was a time I couldn't pass my point across. Like, I'm always like, you know what, don't worry. You know what? Don't worry when I'm communicating with him. And I used to argue with him that it's very deliberate. But then, whether deliberate or not, I couldn't pass my point across. I couldn't, like if somebody is arguing with me about my point, I'm like, you know what, forget about it. I can't even stress, you know. But now, if I have a point that I want to pass it across, I will stay by it. Of course, not in a mean way, not in an arrogant way, but letting you know that this is my opinion and standing by it, you know. So that's just it. And I enjoy my life now that I'm able to communicate better. I enjoy my life now that I see myself doing these things that I enjoy doing. I wouldn't even know I enjoy doing if I did not even step out to do those things, you know. So my point is that the more you learn, the more you grow as a woman, the more you enjoy a better quality of life. And that's just it. And that's a period. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't even think I can talk more than this in this video. So I hope I'm able to convince you with these few points of mine that you should take your personal growth seriously as a woman in this year 2023 and beyond. It doesn't have to be big steps. It doesn't have to be big actions daily. No, simple steps. Just try practicing a few things. And if you want me to do a video on simple things that you can do every day, simple steps, simple things that you can do to improve yourself, to reinvent yourself, to create a new version of yourself, to grow every day, let me know in the comment section. I would love to do that. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you really want to take your personal growth seriously this year and you're sure of it, start by subscribing to my mail. Okay, start by subscribing to my emails. I share weekly emails every Tuesday, and those emails are so good, okay? They are so good. They are aimed to elevate you, to equip you, to encourage you on your self-discovery journey, on your fresh start as a woman, okay? Let me know. What am I saying? Let me know. Just go to the description box. Go to the description box, click more. When you go down on this video, click more and you will see a place where you'll be able to get a workbook and you will have access to the emails. And also, I have an ebook in the description box that will help you reinvent yourself. Please always check my description box. There would always be one resource or another in the description box, and I would love for you to engage with these resources because I want to see you grow. I want to see you bloom. I want to see you flourish in 2023, okay? And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate your time. If you're yet to subscribe, please don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with your friends and loved ones, and I'll see you in my next one. You are amazing, and I love you all. Bye.